she can't hear you. All right, so you want to try a little bit of trot? Well, it's nice and easy, rise and trot, and we'll just, warm your feet up a little bit and work on your position. Okay, so squeeze. Now remember, she's got a bigger trot than your pony, so, really hold that knee and thigh on. That's it. Because your posting's going to be a little bit slower on her than it is your pony. That's it. Now keep driving that heel down. Come. That's it. I'll try to keep her going a little bit of a nicer trot like that so that it's a little bit easier for you. That's it. Now keep working on dropping that heel. So each time you post, you got to think of that 2-point exercise. That time I'm telling you to go from 2 points, you got to be ready to go from 2 points at any time. So if your leg is, your heel is up and your leg is, in the wrong position, you're going to have a rough time going right up into 2-point. So hand up a bit. Even more. Even more. That's it. So you don't want to put your hands down on the neck to get balance. Your balance has to come from your legs. And that's how you're going to build, nice strong legs so you don't have to ride with your hands. That's it. Even heel down a little more, but I don't want you to put your heel down and then shove your whole leg out.
Her leg is pretty much glued on at this point, barely moving.
Lift your toe up like that.
That's better.
That's it. Much better. Good. And then when you're posting, see, like right there, you feel how you're almost like hitting the back of the saddle there with your butt? I want you to think about post more off the front of the saddle. You almost want to scoot your butt up a little bit closer to the pommel, the front of the saddle there, and that's where I want your butt to be hitting the saddle. So like right now, you're kind of, you're posting and you're kind of doing this. Your butt's hitting way back in the back of the saddle here. So I want you to think about keeping your leg more like this. Now it's going to
Should probably take that jacket off. She's going to be
it.
pretty hot.
Even, upper body a little more forward, like that. All right, now just think crouch down. So you don't want to like sit back in the saddle, but now just touch your seat to the saddle a bit, like that. But you still want to put that weight in the leg there. Okay, so when you sit down in the saddle, you don't want to sit down like you're sitting down in a chair. You want to think, crouch down so your leg position doesn't change. Does that make sense? So that when you sit down in the saddle, I don't want your leg doing that. That's what's happening now a little bit, is that you sit down in the saddle and you're sitting back. And I don't want you to sit back, I just want you to sit down. Okay? All right, try it again and we'll try that. All right, hand up. Go ahead and trot. That's it, good. That's a bit better, good. See, and that's going to help you ride her a little bit better too. She's trained to my seat, so she's used to when I want her to go a little bit faster, I don't just kick her with my leg. I post a little bit harder. I use my seat. So, like right now, when she wants to slow down on you, don't just think, oh, you got to use more leg, use more leg. Think post a little harder. But see, you're the ringleader here. She has to follow you. So if you post slow, she's got to go and trot slow. If you post high and fast, then she's got to follow you and quicken up her trot.
More control with you.
That's much better. That's it. There you go. That's it. So you want to tell her what to do with your seat and your leg. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's it. Now shorten up your reins a little bit more. Yeah, get that left hand out in front of you and a little bit better connection with her mouth. Because remember, in a little bit, I'm going to take those side reins off of her, and then you're going to be responsible for keeping her nose in. So if you have a nice